of the stream. Hello and welcome. We're back. The Anime Madness podcast. It's just me and Skeletony today. As I clicked on the wrong scene, it's just me and Skeletony today. Don't mind the mess behind me. My camera's not at the right angle. There we go. Just us two today, and may the 4th be with you, as it is National Star Wars Day.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Our original plan was to do something more along the lines of space stuff, like Gundam and like Cowboy Bebop, and why am I blanking on others? Battle Angel Alita. There's another one, Astra Lost in Space.
Gurren Lagann!
Gurren Lagann is a big one. Gantz. I mean, we can still talk about them. It all depends on how the conversation goes.
Oh, yeah.
If either of us seem distracted, what are you playing right now, Tony?
I was going to play The Binding of Isaac, but I'm like, nah,
You've played so much of that.
I want to play Elden Ring. I've played a lot of it, but I changed over to Elden Ring.
We still need to get on Monster Hunter. Maybe one time when it's just me and you again, we can just do a game stream of Monster Hunter.
Perhaps.
Since I have it on PC.
Well, it's crossplay anyway, so.
Yeah, well, I don't have it on console. I have it on PC, and I can actually stream it from... I can actually stream it.
I know, I was just letting you know that it's also crossplay, so it wouldn't have really mattered what you had it on.
Oh, streaming-wise, it...
Like, I know we wouldn't have been able to stream it. Yeah, streaming-wise it would have, but...
But yeah, another day when it's just you and me on the podcast, maybe we could do that. Because I have somewhat of a... I don't even know what character my build would be classified as.
What do you mean?
My character on Monster Hunter.
There's no such thing as a build in that game. Well, I mean, there is, but like not for like...
Like, if you're just using the big-ass broadsword, you can kind of do a Guts build, or an Ichigo build.
Oh, even like cosplay-wise.
Yeah, and like weapon-based wise. I use the charged sword, so I have this shield and sword that transforms into the giant axe.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool weapon.
The closest thing I can think of is like Ikaku Madarame.
Not gonna lie, I don't think there's very many outfits in the game that would let you cosplay.
No, it's not like
them.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, like there's some good fashion in the game, but I don't think it gets close
Even
to
though
like...
Elden Ring literally has a knockoff Dragon Slayer in it.
Not a knockoff.
It
was inspired by a reference. No, that's a reference.
Well, yeah, because Dark Souls and Elden Ring are inspired by...
Yes.
Berserk.
Well, Elden Ring less so, but the Great Sword's a staple in the From Software line, as well as a couple of the weapons they have, so it was never going to leave.
Well, From Software
it looks closer to... what do you call it? The Dragon Slayer in this than it did in the previous ones.
If I remember correctly, FromSoft started after Berserk started. Yeah, FromSoft was 1986 was when the company was founded. So it was actually before Berserk.
That's for... Yeah, but they had games, Kingsfield and Armored Core, which were not close to Berserk. They were their own style.
Yeah, and then Berserk came out, and then they actually went dark for a long time.
Well, yeah, it's because they're making their own stuff, because they are...
Their first game was released after Berserk started.
Yeah.
94, Kingsfield. 95, 96, Kingsfield 2 and 3. 97, they had Armored Core and Armored Core Project Phantasma. 98, they had Shadow Tower and Echo Knight. This is back when they had the PlayStation exclusive contract. 99 is when they took off that contract for one game, and that was Frame Grid for the Dreamcast.
But
then it fully broke.
The first Dark Souls didn't come out until 11. Yeah, 11, I think.
They had Demon Souls was in 09. That's the start.
Demon Souls.
That's the start of it.
Well, kind of. It was their foot in the water for that style of game. I don't think Miyazaki was on the team for Demon Souls. It's been a while since I've looked into the history of it.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Miyazaki was the director.
He was
He
okay.
was
So
the
yeah, he's
director.
been the director for pretty much every game since then, except for two.
That's
He
the
was the
start of
director
the
for two.
Soulsborne universe.
Yeah, but ever since Demon Souls, Miyazaki's been trying to make his perfect game. He still has not done that yet.
They did Monster Hunter Diary with Capcom. They were part of Monster Hunter
Yeah.
Diary. That is literally, it's a spin-off, and it looks like Animal Crossing.
Yep. That's about right.
Dark Souls was 11, which was in with Namco Bandai. Same with Dark Souls 2. Bloodborne was with Sony. Dark Souls 3 was with Bandai.
Don't mention Dark Souls. I mean Bloodborne.
Dude, no,
The Sony exclusive that will never move away.
That's Sony's fault, though. FromSoft wants to remaster it, but Sony's like, nah, fam.
Yeah, because Sony's dumb.
But the one that pisses me off the most, because this was FromSoft's doing, because they're the one that went out and got the Nintendo contract. The Dustbloods, the sequel of Bloodborne.
Not really full-on sequel. That's like a spiritual successor kind of deal for that one. But yeah, it's really annoying.
I have Bloodborne.
That's on Switch too. Yeah, that's the only console it'll ever be on, pretty much.
The Elden Ring sequel, though? Night Rain?
That's more of a spin-off than a sequel, because it's the same...
a cooperative spin-off of Elden Ring. It was... Huh.
Yeah, it's a spin-off because there's no actual story to it. It's just a lot of... From stuff for bringing back a lot of the older stuff from the games. In their newest trailer, they showed off something from Dark Souls 2, and yeah, he's the president of the company, and yet he still does game stuff. It's because he's a goat. Miyazaki is one of the greatest, I would say, gaming developers we have of our time right now.
Him and the dude from Square.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking on his
Bear, shut up.
No, I don't want the Square Enix website. I want the company so I can see.
Well.
Miyamoto. He's one of the founders, and he's still part of it.
Went the wrong way to get to the church. That's okay. Oh, I forgot about the minor urge
stuff. Wow, it's not showing me any of their listed games. What the fuck? They're on Final Fantasy though. Sakaguchi.
Oh yeah.
Hironobu Sakaguchi, as well as one of the producers actually succeeded Sakaguchi, Kawaza, Atoshi Kawaza, Koichi Ishii, and of course, the beautiful music of Nobuo Uematsu. Makes music for Final Fantasy to this day.
He'll never stop. Until he dies, at least. When he dies. And even that, he's not going to stop.
He already named the successor, but he still wants to continue making the music.
Exactly. That's how you do it.
The successor just works
That's how you prove to them that...
music.
Yeah. That's how you tell them you're not leaving until you die. Only then will you leave.
Yeah, so I'm playing college football, though, to continue that conversation. But the main thing that we are going to be talking about is 2025 animes so far. Boom! Winter 2025, and the first thing on the list, you get the elephant out of the room, Solo Leveling.
Yeah, it sure is an elephant, alright.
Visually, and the fact that this is still where Jinwoo is human and not.
He's always human.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. If they change that, that's even stupider of a story. Not gonna lie.
All right, so spoiler warning because Tony here is not going to finish the game. Finish the series probably.
No, don't need to.
So spoiler warning for Solo Leveling. Jinwoo becomes a fucking monarch. One of the gods of the outer realm.
Yeah. You see, that's stupid as shit. So
he kills the previous Shadow Monarch, who is the one that gave him the shadow powers to begin with. He just eclipses and kills him because he's tired of the Shadow Monarch playing games with him. Because that's who's controlling all the screens.
You know what? It's kind of dumb.
So he kills the Shadow Monarch, and he takes his title, and he takes his position, and that causes the other monarchs to target him. And that's how he gets the monarch. Definitely. He goes and he kills the other monarchs. Because the Shadow Monarch is the strongest monarch.
No, I can't get behind that story. That sounds stupid as fuck.
Yeah, not gonna lie. This season is one of the last seasons before we start getting into that like lesson of a story. Because I mean, realistically, once he saves his mom, that's where the story really like ends. Basically, granted, there is a little bit of lore. It's where it should have ended. There's a little bit of lore with the monarchs, like because. I don't think it did end because people want to know, like, what are these gates? Like, why are these gates a thing? And that's what caused the monarchs are the ones that create the gates to cause for entertainment for themselves. It's kind of a little bit of reminiscent of the world after the fall, where it's like the guys are in a dream tower, and then he finds out that the dream towers were literally made to pleasure the upper gods. They're for entertainment purposes. That's what the gates are for to the monarchs and the outer realm gods. But Jinwoo going and killing and fighting all of them, I don't think that's just like hack and slash Dragon Ball at that point. But actually learning the lore of it and finding out where the stuff came from, yeah, that's cool. I don't think it should have gone much further than that. Like.
This is the one thing I have a major pain with in most media is why is everything shadow related considered evil?
That's a good question.
But that should not be the case.
It's been like that for a long time.
I mean, look at religion. You know.
True, it's probably what most of it is based off of,
or at least rooted in. Most likely.
Just look at SAO, the Alfheim arc, the first Alfheim arc. You have the Spriggan, the black fairy race. Well, their skin color is not black. Their color is black, like green for the other ones, red for the salamanders. But they are proficient in illusion and shadow magic, and they're considered the evil race of Alfheim.
Like I really don't get like what's up with shadows being considered evil. Like you have a motherfucking shadow. Is it evil?
Shadow
is your shadow plotting to kill you?
I mean, look at my favorite character in Naruto. It's Shikamaru.
Yeah, he's got pretty cool powers. He's not evil.
He's all about shadows. His entire character is based off of his shadow ninjutsu. Oh, I did enjoy the second season of Solo. It was a good season.
Bro, I saw some stupid article. It's like, oh, Solo Leveling, like this episode, this fight took like 17,000 frames and over a year to animate. And I'm like, that sounds like that was unskilled people drawing it then, because my god, a year to draw 17,000 frames.
Look at Megami Ishitani.
Mappa and JJK.
Megami Ishitani. She's one of the animators and directors for One Piece. The scene in episode 1015 with Yamato and seeing Ace and Goldie Roger and all that. That one scene alone was over 100,000 frames, and they animated it in 2 months.
Yeah,
and that's Toei.
Really? Yeah,
and they're one of the longest running studios, being around since 1986.
They're also very large, but that doesn't give.
But it's
any excuse.
It's multiple studios doing Solo. You have Crunchyroll Studios. You have A1. You have Aniplex.
Like, it's no excuse for it to take. If that's true, no excuse for it to be that long.
No,
No excuse.
And the point I was making with Toei wasn't the fact that like they're bigger. It was the fact that one person did a 150,000 frame scene in 2 months.
Right, just
you've
goes to
seen
show you
that
that
scene I'm talking about, right?
even though it's a simplified art style, it still is a cracked amount of scenes to make and a cracked amount of what do you call it?
You know what
Effort
scene I'm talking
put into
about,
it.
right?
Uh,
Here, I'll pull it
you
up.
say wasn't it again? It was the
I can actually. It is. Let me pause and get my monitor switched here, so I actually have all three of my screens for a second here. I'll pull it up on stream if you have the stream up.
I do have it up.
All right, and that just all fucking went wonky because of that. Okay, what the fuck? There we go. All right. One Piece. I fucking hit the spacebar too early. One Piece 1015. Yamato scene. Yeah, this one here. That entire scene is insane. What are you shitting?
I was looking around and I got hit in the back of the enemy with a great sword, and he did a lot of damage. He also has a, I believe, Blood Flame Blade as his weapon art. So he's adding like a bleed damage based fire. And the bloody slash. He gave me his great sword.
Why
These guys
why
are
is my
fucking
other
G.
screen down here? That should just be
Hell yeah.
Discord. What the fuck?
Weird. Bro, he gave me his great sword. I'm looking happy.
Hey.
He didn't have that great of a season.
Got some bonus shit now.
We got the other
and
podcast that
when
I
you start
feature
with
on
confidence
sometimes.
like that and things
I
happen,
can't get my finger right.
it
TCS
makes
Sports right here.
It makes everything else that tough. But when you have a
Hey, check it out.
a lockout corner and the type of defense that they run, it allows not only that you have your rushers to pressure the quarterback, but that also allows for, at the very least, one.
I don't think they know we're watching them.
Yeah, which makes the option.
Probably not.
You know, and
They sent a
There's
message.
too many teams that had way too many options.
I saw that.
Available last year. And
Why is it always Erdtree? God, I fucking love these people. They got some goofy ass comments in this game.
And all those guys that are pressuring quarterback, even a Hurry, even QB Hurry speaks volumes from.
I want to wait to see
you know,
his reaction.
So,
I believe I cleared it out. I believe.
it wasn't. Who they picked up?
Let me double check.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Wasn't like,
Anything it's gonna be here.
Oh, we could
You know,
co-stream.
we didn't have any of those this year.
No.
Oh, you could do that. Oh, what is this move set? Very
I
nice.
should do it just to see his reaction.
Will Howard. I mean,
If they even notice, of course. They probably will, but
they picked,
Right.
two of which are from Ohio
poor
State.
Giant.
Right.
So that's a bonus for me. It's also a bonus for him.
Oh,
Right.
okay, good enough fall damage.
Go Buckeyes.
I still want us to get X. Or I still want us to
Shit,
get
do
the
I remember my
Buckeyes.
password?
Yeah, for a while.
Nope, that's not it.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
okay, never mind. I don't remember my password. I can't knock.
We're never gonna get you Shepherd. Or Warren.
Who else did pretty well? I'm kind of
The Giants.
Giants did pretty darn well. They did. They went fairly smart, I'd have to say. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, where do I go for the Healy juice? Oh, I went the wrong way for the Healy juice.
You know, their picks seem to. They sat there and said, you know what, we got to stop.
I need to pull this
messing
off for a
around.
second.
We don't want to be the Browns.
Yeah.
You know, and went and picked up some.
Follow the road. Follow the road, right down the road.
First round.
We'll talk to that guy, actually.
Yeah. They had 2 picks in the first round.
That's what I mean. And so they were like, we're not messing around. We gotta.
No, guy, there's nobody there. You clearly don't see anybody running up to you on a horseback.
Browns. So they got a Jackson Dart,
He's gonna kill me for this.
defensive tackle from Toledo. Cam Scatabo they picked up.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a top tier running back as well.
yeah.
Just like Hen said last stream.
Oh, they're talking about me
he's
now.
in here right now. And he said, "Hey y'all, hopefully the Giants don't do another sick one."
Oh, because they're talking about Cam
They also
Scatabo.
picked up that guard,
Because he's basically
I just had him
Saquon
up too.
Barkley 2.0, and the Giants drafted him.
as if he may be inserted.
I'm
into
sorry
that.
for anyone who came here for
Well,
anime
the
talk. I
Giants
promise we will get to
actually,
it. I just find it
that's what
funny
they were-
since
I know that Giants
someone
did,
from who's also on this podcast
Saquon
is also
wrong,
streaming on
but
his other
they also
podcast
did
right
it
now.
wrong in the sense that they didn't allow, to try and maintain an offense that was going to let him do what he does.
Oh, you know what? I forgot they brought back power sensing in this game. I should probably power sense a dagger and a
running back, but he showed that he's exceptional.
great sword. Although actually, I don't think I can do that.
I told him to check out my streams.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Eagles, for God's sake. So
Check out your stream.
I love great swords with this move set, man. This is awesome. Actually has movement and agility to it.
Let me pull it up.
let's see.
He's pulling it up now.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders picking up Ashton Jenkins. Jaguars going after Travis Hunter in the first round.
He went and gifted a tier 1 sub.
I love the stats I did. It was pretty good great sword. Oh, there was a troll on the road.
Tier 1 sub to RaginSage. And they've gifted a total of 2 in the channel. There you go.
Where is it?
I'm just waiting for him
Got it.
to pull it up.
Why does it look like he's having trouble typing?
It does, honestly. There it is, he sees it.
Yeah, I don't. There were quite a few
Hello.
analysts from different sports networks that
Fucking, he's streaming us right now.
Yeah, I'm not jealous or anything. Yeah, go enjoy your other friends.
I hear you. I just
there
found
were
it
some,
funny.
different.
No, I know. I'm saying to them if they hear us.
Oh, I don't know if he has the volume up. He does. He just turned it up.
All right, hold on. I gotta tab for a second. I gotta go to Twitch.
Are you gonna type in their chat now?
I want to say, yeah. Go ahead, enjoy your other friends.
As well. And what I said, I believe that's what I said during the draft when we were here before, was it really was a surprise that the Ravens went after Malachi Stark to safety. It seems like it's something that Ravens would go ahead and do to in the first round.
You just read it.
I mean, like I said, what the Browns did, I thought, was initially.
I'm waiting for them to react to it. Hopefully.
Things kind of, they went and traded. I guess they weren't too concerned about having that spot, and they were like, well, we'll just drop down and we'll go ahead and go after Mason Graham, and we could have done that, with the second pick, but those are the Browns.
Yeah. Tony said, alright, yeah, go ahead and enjoy your other stream, buddy. Totally haven't missed talking to you guys. Sorry, we kind of planned this, like 2 weeks ago?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, it was talked about it, but, didn't. Yeah, it was sort of talked about. Some experts also think the Seattle Seahawks did well in the draft. I'm just looking at some draft grades that were given. The Seahawks were given A. The Patriots were given an A-. The Browns were given an A. The Giants were given an A- as a grade for their tweak drafts.
Damn, 2 weeks ago they planned that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't learn about it till today.
Um,
Like, at least Josh
Well,
told
to
us
be
a couple
fair.
weeks ago that he might not be able to make it.
Yeah, although I don't think his is doing anything other than work.
Yeah, I think his was work related.
Because he's not there.
No. Oh, by the way,
Which really
everyone,
sucks.
he's not in the Discord anymore, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. But the one in the middle, that's Sage. Face reveal for Sage
Yeah.
on the match.
Oh my god, that's right. Well, I guess for here, yeah.
Yeah. Don't know what's going to happen
To be
with
fair.
that. I'm mainly out of the loop, even though it mainly pertained to me for some reason.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
It's been like a month since I've even talked to him because he's been busy with work, so we haven't even been able to play Monster Hunter. It's kind of bums me out.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you more about it once we get off stream. I gotta mute their stream.
Is he going to?
All right, back to what we were talking about. Next one I want to talk about is Sakamoto Days. I know you haven't watched it.
I see a couple of clips of it where it looks funny, but
I don't think you don't have Netflix, do you?
nope.
No, so you can't even watch it to begin with. It's definitely worth the watch. It's only 11 episodes. There is a season 2, I believe, coming out in the summer, but we'll talk about that when we get to summer. Apothecary Diaries, killing it with season 2. Like,
That was what I was interested in. I don't think I wishlisted it on Crunchyroll or wherever it's at.
if you want something that's more like, if you want something that has like basic shonen roots, but it's not a shonen, Apothecary Diaries is good. There's not, like, the reason why I say basic and emphasize the basic is because there's not a lot of fights that happen in it, no. But you look at Death Note, there wasn't many fights in Death Note, and that's considered a core shonen. And
Give me my wondrous juice, thank you.
even Dr. Stone, like early Dr. Stone, that is a shonen. It was published in Shonen Jump and everything. It was all about the intellect, and that's what Apothecary Diaries bases itself in. It's set in, I want to say 1400s China.
That sounds right.
And it's about, like, back then, like, women weren't supposed to be smart. And it's centered around the emperor and his concubine compound. And then you have Jamo, or Mao Mao, who is a highly intelligent woman, especially when it comes to herbs, medicines, and poisons. And she, like, breaks the mold of what people are supposed to be. Like, what women are supposed to be. We have Dr. Stone, Science Future, or Season 4. Why they call it Science Future still baffles me. It is the Trek to America arc. And they broke it up into 2 parts. The next part's coming out, I believe, in the summer or fall. We'll get
I gotta get back into Dr. Stone. Let me check and see where I'm at.
With Dr. Stone, I'm confused on what they're naming the arcs. So the first arc being...
Oh, damn. I still got 50 episodes of Season 3 to watch. Oh, well.
The first arc just being Dr. Stone makes sense. The second arc being the Stone Wars. Yes, that was the Stone Wars arc. Then you have the Ryusui movie, introducing Ryusui, which I find that very well done. Kind of like a Demon Slayer type moment, even though I believe this happened before Demon Slayer? No, this happened after Demon Slayers.
Oh, this is after, yeah.
Very, very good concept, because it's not... And introducing Ryusui is too little content to make a season, but too much content to do with a season. With the New World season, which is the Japan exploration arc in the manga. But they call it New World in the anime. So it's too much content to be part of Season 3, but it's too little content to be its own season. So I feel like doing this as, I believe it was a 95-minute special. 54-minute special, actually. Doing it like that was perfect. And then you have Season 3, New World, which is actually the Japan exploration arc, which they broke up into 2 seasons, which I agree 100%. That was a lot of material for 1 season. And it's what they're doing with Science Future, or the Trek to America arc. Now, in Science Future Part 2, I have a good feeling I know where it's going to end off at, and it's going to piss off so many Dr. Stone's Anime Only fans, especially a certain someone we know, because they just got to the Senku getting shot scene. That's the scene I was referring to last night.
Hey, bro, hold on. I haven't seen this stuff yet.
Well, when you gonna watch
I don't
it?
mind.
Mister hasn't watched anime in 2 years.
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. All right, once I get out of school this semester, I have actually a lot more free time.
You said that when you graduated last year.
Yeah, last year, but I didn't know I was going to jump into my master's and get a job so quickly afterwards, and have my job be so demanding of me.
It's Target.
No, I meant like hour-wise. Like I knew physically what I was getting into when I got out there, but like when I first being okay. Seasonal, all right, yeah. Did not expect the season to be as bad as it was. I know Christmas is always crazy, but like online shopping being so prevalent nowadays, I did not think it was going to be.
Oh yeah, it's still bad.
That bad in person, yeah. I imagine how much worse it would have been if it was like normal and not with online shopping being so prevalent.
By the time you get to it, you'll forget what I said.
Probably, honestly.
But yeah, that's what the person last night was pissed at me for, and they're going to be even more pissed if Science Future Part 2 ends where I think it's going.
Well, we talked about this. I think I have a feeling as to what you're saying.
Well, no, because there's still the South American arc and the To the Moon arc. So there's still 2 more arcs after.
No, so it's not that which I thought it was that you were referencing.
What the?
Yes, it is. I don't know.
The Suika thing.
Yes.
No.
Or is that later in the South America?
I can't remember if that's in South America or if that's in Trek to America.
Because I don't have the feeling it happened somewhat. Because it happened somewhat late, like into the series. Yeah, like it wasn't like it was like that, and then one more arc. I remember you talking to me about. Oh my god, that's a lot of shit.
He was still fighting. He was still fighting Zeno.
Dude, what the hell? Hold on. I switched over to Isaac because I was getting bored of Elden Ring like a slight bit. There's a transformation called Conjoined, where if you get 3 familiars, you get to shoot like 2 extra tiers. I got that on the first floor in one room. It was the character I'm playing is called the Keeper. He gets to buy stuff inside of the shops, and he gets like extra like better shops. It cost me 45 cents to do that. I'm just baffled. Like, what the hell? Like, seriously? First floor? Am I rigging the game that much already? Am I in a fucking circle? You kidding me? Where's this damn boss room?
Alright, hold on.
Oh, right there. Never mind.
Here we go. School started guys in America. Chelsea breaks out the sun hits.
Oh, what the?
So it is at the end of the South American arc.
So, okay. So yeah, all right. So that's not for a while then.
It's a 7-year and 117-day time skip. Yeah, because it happens in South America.
Because isn't that where the thing is?
In Brazil is where they need to build the rocket for the moon arc, which that is the start. That is the start of the travel to the moon arc. So So, oh god, season 5 is gonna end with that cliffhanger though.
Dude, that's gonna be bullshit, and you know it.
So
everyone's gonna be complaining about
season
that.
Season 4's ending's not gonna be too bad. Season 4's ending.
Season 5's on the other hand.
Season 5's end is gonna be awful. One that I'm just gonna mention because of comedy: the 100 Girlfriends who really love me. Still,
dude, I've been seeing some manga panels on that.
Genius.
I think that shit's hilarious. I'm surprised it's not
100% hilarious. It's not.
I'm not
popular
sure
enough.
Why it's not more popular.
I know, that's the thing. It's not popular enough to actually get a nomination for Best Comedy.
That's so sad.
In
That's
my,
just hilarious.
in my opinion, this was funnier than Mashal. And
Mashal had comedy as a tag. Like, that was one of the main things it was advertised for.
I mean, that's what this is, comedy romance.
Well, yeah, but like this one's like, oh, it's absurd because you can already tell it's absurd. Mashal was like, oh, it's funny, but it's just because of the concept going into it.
I do give it a 7 because of it being heavily rooted in the harem and the cringiness that happens every episode. It's like
heavily rooted in harem, bro. It's 100 girlfriends.
Yeah,
of course it's a harem.
But it's 50-50 split between comedy and cringe. To where Mashal's 50-50 split is comedy and action.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The split between comedy and cringe could just be that your humor isn't like catered towards the other side of that.
No, it is a show. You know what I mean? It is meant for middle schoolers and early high schoolers.
Yeah, so.
Oh, actually, it's a seinen. It is a seinen, actually. This is actually meant for us.
What? That makes a lot of sense.
This is meant for adults.
Now looking back onto the series, and it's besides its premise, just anything in general, that makes a lot of sense.
But it's still, like, if it's meant for adults, why is it so cringe to us adults? I mean, it still has a very high score for being what it is. It's
I haven't seen much of the series, but it's an 8? Hey, that's not bad.
Even. It's higher than Sakamoto Days. It's almost as
I think a lot of people didn't like Sakamoto for a reason or another. But it wasn't for like a good reason.
That is another like Mashal level comedy action gold masterpiece there. But it's only 0.76 away from being the same rank as Solo Leveling Season 2. Now granted, it does have half the amount of people that Sakamoto has.
What do you mean by that?
133,000 reviews to Sakamoto's 358,000.
Ah, okay.
I mean, Dr. Stone has only 217, and it's only 0.24 higher.
Fuck.
So, still, this is pretty good. Another one that only, as you see, only 126,000 reviews, and not a lot of people I know have seen this. Zenshu. I highly recommend Zenshu. Like a manga artist. She's not a manga artist actually. She's an anime director. And she gets isekai into her favorite animated movie, which was the movie that made her go down the career path of an animator.
That's cool. It's a cool concept.
Very cool. And her main power is animation. She uses a pencil board, and paper appears, and she like hand animates something, and then it comes to life. But she has to. The only downfall with her power, she has to continuously like make new pages to give it new actions. So after one fight, she's like out of commission for like 3 days.
That makes sense.
Happy Marriage second season. I still need to watch the last 2 episodes.
Oh my god, I nearly fucking killed myself. Died by walking on spikes.
Unalive yourself.
Unalive myself by walking on spikes like a buffoon. What did I say to who was it?
Oh my god.
It was Nat. I'm trying to remember the word I said.
We got one of these.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yep.
Yep, I banned it. I hate shit like that.
Yeah, there's not much we can do about that. It's a Twitch Amazon problem. Okay, yes, you're mine. Yes, you're mine. Yeah, I'll take that. Pokego is pretty fun.
But yeah, My Happy Marriage, I believe it's like post World War II Japan, with magic.
Dime! I missed the dime, did I? Can't tell.
It's a very good series. I highly recommend that one as well. One that I haven't watched yet, it actually needs to be added onto my list for plan to watch because it's on my watch list on Crunchy. Honey Lemon Soda. I've heard good things about it.
Interesting name. I can't honestly quite tell you what it was supposed to be about.
Straight romance. No other tags.
Okay. Interesting.
it's very interesting because normally romance has at least one other tag. So seeing one that's just
Either
straight
like romance comedy, like
romance
yeah.
and drama, romance and fantasy. Like those are the main things you see. You don't just see a straight romance. It's like unheard of. So it piqued my interest because of that. What else? We had this finally the second season of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Who really needed that?
We got one of the dark reveals. Well, it gets dark though. Like we got one of the dark reveals in this season, but the other one that made a lot of people actually stop reading the manga for a while is yet to come. I believe that is going to be coming in season 3.
Okay.
I haven't read that far in the manga yet. I just know from what I've been told. And then the comeback of the decade, Blue Exorcist season 5, right after Blue Exorcist season 4 ended. We had 7 years from 1 to 2. We had 6 years from 2 to 3. Then we had 2 seasons from 3 to 4. And then the very next season, we got 5. Like, season 4 was just in fall of 24.
It's kind of early.
The comeback of the century. I shouldn't say century. Comeback of the decade. Blue Exorcist. All season 3, 4, and 5 all came out in the 2020s.
Weird. I wonder if what was one of the manga sales if they wanted to like push it or not.
There was no issue with manga sales.
No, I'm saying if they wanted to like push it to like boost its sales, so they decided like, hey, what about the next season?
The problem,
like, you know what I mean?
I believe the problem was the studio because I don't think it's the same. Yeah, so this studio here did 3, 4, and 5. It's not the same studio that did 1 and 2. It was a studio issue with season 1 that caused it for season 2 to be so like behind. Because who did season 1 was done by Aniplex and A1 Pictures. And then there's a studio dispute and between the licensing of getting Blue Exorcist back, but they did get it back in 2017 with Aniplex and A1 did it again. Because what was it? It was 2011 when season 1 came out. 2017 for season 2. But then season 2 was so hated because A1 and Aniplex fumbled the bag and messed stuff up with the continuity of the series. Like, they did flashbacks to season 1, and it was stuff that happened completely differently than what happened in season 1. So it was a bunch of continuity issues. You see, right here, I gave it a 4 because it was that bad. And A1 and Aniplex lost the rights to it, so I'm clicking the wrong stuff. In season 3, which was winter 2024, it ended up being Studio Volin with Aniplex still being on it because it was A1 that messed it up. But Studio Volin ended up picking it up, and then we had January of 24, we got season 3. Then in October of 24, we got season 4. In January of 25, we get season 5. Nothing on season 6 yet, but they did say don't expect a long wait. It's coming. Which,
my God,
shockingly enough, because season 5, there's not much manga right now post the end of season 5. Which scares me. But I think season 6 is a lock-in for either 26 or 27, which is not a bad wait between seasons.
You know, especially if there's manga content.
Yeah. So, I still need to finish this one. I've only watched the first 3 episodes. I'm living with an otaku Neat Kunoichi. It's just a comedy about a supernatural ninja that loves playing video games and is an otaku and needs to find a sponsor that will... Because the ninjas need to be sponsored by someone in the normal world. And she tries to find a sponsor that will accept her habits, and she finds one, and then a romance builds. That's basically the whole story. But one I was expecting more out of with the way the first season ended. But this ended up being just like a build-up to whatever season 3 is going to bring, and that's Ishura. Still very good, but it was the entire season was basically a setup to the big tournament that's going to happen in season 3.
Okay.
Like the first season, we got introduced to a couple of the players that are going to be in the tournament, but it gave us more in-depth story to them. This one, we got like 2 episodes per 6 more of the contenders in the tournament. So,
okay.
Excited for season 3 though. It did make me excited for season 3. What else did we get in winter? We had the ReZero coming back from its break for season 3, and the second half of Shangri-La Frontier season 2, and Arifreda and Don Machi both coming back from their breaks. Don Machi was because of COVID, and Arifreda was because of a studio issue with one of the animators. One of the animators actually quit. They actually quit. And of course, the second half, and if you're watching the dub still has like 4 more weeks left of Dragon Ball Daima. ReZero, White Fox killed it again. Phenomenal season. Shangri-La
Almost like they can't mess up ReZero.
Shangri-La Frontier. Don't like the way the season ended. The season ended in the middle of an arc. And I feel if you're doing a 25 episode season,
you really shouldn't end in the middle of an arc.
You really shouldn't do a 25 episode season if the arc is going to be longer than 25 episodes and you have no plan to do Core 1, Core 2. What you should have done is you should have done the first 12 episodes, which leads up to them going to the competition, the gaming competition. And boom, that's season 1, season 2 done. Just 12 episodes. Then do a 25 episode season 3 that does the entirety of the game competition arc. That's how I would have done it personally. Now, I'm not an anime director, so I can't really change anything about that. But it was still a good season. I still enjoyed it. I don't like the 2 storylines that are happening concurrently. You have the gaming competition in the real world in a Street Fighter-like game, and then you have the Abyssal Zone special event scenario taking place inside of Shangri-La. Then they're happening at the same time.
Interesting.
Now that's more on the manga than on the anime, but having multiple plot points where the main character needs to be in 2 places at once, I've never really liked. Unless the mangaka or author of light novel makes it to where this character has cloning abilities. Like, fucking, someone just pops a shadow clone jutsu and boom, now I can be at both scenarios at once.
Instant transmission, like Goku.
See, that in Shangri-La, that wouldn't really work. Having a clone would be better because one's in
Shangri-La it wouldn't work well because it's like a video game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like outside of that scenario, instant transmission.
Just like in other scenarios in general, yeah. I know what you mean. Don Machi season 5, dude. You need to catch the fuck up in Don Machi.
Aren't I only behind by that season?
No, did you watch season 4?
Is season 4 not the season where we have to deal with Belle and Ryu falling down into the deepest levels?
There's 2 parts of season 4.
I might not. No, yeah, because I remember watching it with you.
Did you get to
for second half
story?
Yeah, we did. We watched second half together.
Okay,
because it was like I didn't want it, but I planned on it.
I remember now. Yeah, because that's where I was like, yeah, this is what made Ryu my favorite character in the series. It looked heavily inspired by Berserk. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I could see it.
It has Eclipse similarities.
Say
like Ryu's just sitting there watching her entire familia get killed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's like a 1-to-1 or like anything more than just like, oh hey,
Oh no,
this is very similar. I'm not gonna say like it's directly
similar,
inspired by.
and like we don't know. It could be inspired. It could be an homage to it.
Yeah.
We don't know. Now the way Danmachi's story is, it does feel like just this entire story in general. It does feel like that. Yeah, the author Danmachi probably read Berserk before writing Danmachi.
Probably.
But season 5, dude, I was yelling at my screen so many episodes of season 5, man. all I'll say,
Isn't what's her face back a little bit?
Fuck Freya.
That's yeah. I was about to say, isn't
Fuck
Freya back in the picture for this one?
She is a main. She is like a crucial point of this season. She's a crucial plot point.
Only for some stupid shit like I want to buy Bell. Let me buy him.
No, it's
I don't
worse.
care. Let me buy him.
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's
No.
worse.
She could have been redeemable if it wasn't any worse.
She is not, dude.
That's what I'm saying. She could have been.
All I'll say is,
I'm guessing she won't be.
Yeah, she's an integral plot point, and so is Seer. Lady Seer from the bar. She is integral too.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna be so pissed. You're gonna be so pissed off. I can't wait for you to watch it. Next one, and this is one of my favorite isekais of all time. Of course, behind Mushoku Tensei. I would probably put this at 2 or 3. Up there with Tenshura. It's between this and Tenshura for number 2, but it's Arifreda from Commonplace to World's Strongest, season 3. The way they played it off was like it was like the final season. The way things were going, because I saw something. I'm
not sure about the source show, so I don't know.
But the light novel is
but I think it's been over for a while.
The light novel is in fact still publishing.
Huh. So it might be the end for a while then, because we don't know.
So
what I don't know what they were caught up to.
Light novel series with light novels tend to have longer periods, longer breaks between seasons. Like
I mean, look at Overlord.
Overlord season 5 should be coming out next year. Season 2 came out in 2022. Season 1 came out in 2019. So it's been a 2 to 3 year gap. So 3 years, 1 to 2. And 2 years from 2 to 3. So I'm expecting probably 27, 28 to be the timeline. Since
that sounds about right.
Until 2025, and then there's also the problem in Arrest Animation Studio. But this is another one right here. Arifreda is another one. Harem done right.
Well, yeah, because Hajime actually loves all of his wives.
No. That's the main character of 100 Girlfriends. He actually truly loves all of them. He has
no. Hajime does.
Hajime. Things change. He truly loves Yue. He will do anything for Yue. He does not care about. He actually really doesn't really care that much about Tio.
No, I distinctly remember reading this about the series, and in the light novel, he cares about them all. It's just Yue's first and foremost because she was the first.
Well, things might change in later seasons. The way it is through season 3,
maybe.
He really does not care about Tio because of her personality.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him, but
you know Tio's personality. Kaori, he still likes as a best friend. Shia, he actually truly loves. That just happened in season 3.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember reading this before.
It progresses over time, probably, but where the story is right now, it's not all of them. Miyu, he loves as a daughter. And Shizuku is just there right now.
Didn't she, like, just show up?
She just joined at the start of this season.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like she just showed up, so.
So did Koki. He also just joined their party this season as well.
He has a dude now?
Yeah,
I remember that being there.
Koki joined because of Kaori, because in season 2 Kaori died, and Hajime brought her back in the angel's body. And that
Fucking hell!
That was why Koki.
I recall that.
That's why Koki joined, because he didn't know what Hajime was going to do to Kaori. Because Koki likes Kaori.
Are we talking about the guy that he killed, or is this a different guy?
No, Koki was the class leader. He was the hero.
That guy, yeah, that punk. Okay.
Yeah. And then Shizuku...
The punk who did literally nothing to help him,
Yeah,
and was just a bystander to his bullying.
Dude, it gets so bad. They have to fight their inner selves, like their negative thoughts.
Yeah.
In this arc, and Koki believes his negative inner thoughts and tries to kill Hajime. In like the final episode.
Dude, this guy, yeah, no. He's a loser. I changed my mind. I think anyone
joined because Koki was joining, and then started falling for Hajime.
Oh, what you mean, Sword Lady?
Yeah. Because he makes her an unbreakable sword. He saves her multiple times in this season, and she starts falling for him. Dragon Ball Daima.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Daima. I'm only actually on 17. I think. If I look here, yeah, I kept 3 things to watch. I actually have more than that to watch. Dragon Ball Daima. Yeah, I finished watching through 17 because I'm watching the dub. Because no offense to the subcast of Dragon Ball, but when it comes to Dragon Ball, it just doesn't feel right watching it in sub. You know what I mean?
No, but yes.
Like,
it's one of those weird ones.
I grew up watching Z, like OGZ and GT on standard television, which was the dub episodes.
Yeah, so you're gonna have that intrinsic bias, but
you were more Dragon Ball Kai.
Yes. Although I did get some original Z.
You got a little bit before they started airing Kai, because they aired like reruns of Z all the way until Kai started. But like, growing up with the dub actors for so many years, it doesn't feel right listening to it in sub. So I waited for the dub to start before I started watching it. Only 3 more weeks left. I will give this props. I said before when this got announced, and you can if you remember me saying this, you can quote me on this. This is going to end up like another Dragon Ball GT.
See, and I didn't believe that.
No one on that. I think all 5 of us were there that day. No one. Everyone was like, "Nah, it's going to be better." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh no, it might be better because Toriyama's actually part of it. He wasn't part of GT." But I did say this is going to be just as bad as GT, and it wasn't. It's actually good. They did it good. The introduction of Super Saiyan 4 I haven't gotten to yet, but it does make Super Saiyan 4 canon, which a lot of people have been demanding for years. Don't get me wrong. Super Saiyan
4 is goated, bro.
Super Saiyan 4 looks dope as hell. But where they're at in terms of power scale of this universe, it's so not necessary. Like, Super Saiyan Red is like leagues above 4. Not to mention Super Saiyan Blue.
I don't know, man. Super Saiyan 4 got a pretty big buff.
As far as I can tell, they're not able to access Red or Blue in these child states. They're only able to access up to Super Saiyan 3, where I'm at right now. But we had the that's right. We had the second half of the Rurouni Kenshin Kyoto Disturbance season. Linden Films, you're killing it. Like, I went back and watched a little bit of, like, I'm not gonna watch OG Kenshin anymore. I'm not gonna go back and watch it because from what I've heard, it is a very bad adaptation.
For which one? Kenshin?
The original Kenshin, yeah. It's
Yeah.
It's 94 episodes, and it's so bad that like not even all the story is animated.
Wow. Okay.
So like I feel there's no need to go back and watch it. I'll watch the new one, which is beautiful, true to the manga, and the voice acting, both sub and dub, is phenomenal. I watched season 1, majority in sub, until the semester started, and I stopped watching the sub as much so I can work on other stuff, and I would have the dub on. And I've been watching season 2 and nothing but dub. I can say for a fact both casts have done phenomenal. But Linden Films, this is the studio that is doing Please Put Them on Takehime-san. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. This is the studio that did the Altia Ryza anime, Bastard, the Bastard remake, Tokyo Revengers, Insomniacs After School, Call of the Night. They did Goblin Slayer. They did the newer Initial D stuff. They did The Cells at Work. They did Blade of the Immortal, which I think they actually did a pretty poor job on. The animation in Blade of the Immortal was very bad compared to the art.
Don't forget. Yeah, don't forget. It's a really detailed.
But remember, this is also the studio
manga
that is responsible for 2016 Berserk.
Yeah. Well, okay. For that one, I have to give them a slight pass. There was a lot of mismanagement going on with that.
They are the ones responsible for that. With that said, if they were to do Berserk the way they're doing Kenshin, it would be phenomenal. It would be awesome. So I think since that Berserk adaptation, though, they've done Bastard season 1 and 2. They did Goblin Slayer season 1 and 2. They did Blade of the Immortal, which, like I said, that's kind of iffy. They did After School Dice Club, which was a fun one. They did Tokyo Revengers after Berserk, Insomniacs After School, Altia Ryza. I can't remember. God's Game We Play, and of course Kenshin. They're also doing Bye Bye Earth. So they I feel like they saw what happened with Berserk, because everything since Berserk they've killed it with the animation. So if they were,
I found a great meme that I want you to look at.
If they were to go back and do Berserk again, I feel like they have a chance to be better if they do it like they did Kenshin.
I don't think we're going to get another Berserk adaptation.
Not for a while.
Not at least until the manga's finished.
I feel like there's definitely going to be another adaptation of Berserk. For the main simple fact of, it is the #1 ranked manga in the world.
Well, yes, that's what I say. It's probably going to take until at least the manga's finished.
Now, one that I don't think we will ever get an adaptation of, unless they do a live action, and even if they do a live action, they have to really, really be on the ball with it, and that's Vagabond. Which a live action would work, because there's no mystical powers or anything like that. But have you seen the live action Kenshins?
No.
I will tell you right now, they are awful. They're not as bad as the Full Metal. They're not as bad as Full Metal. They're not as bad as Death Note. They're not as bad as no longer the lowest rated movie on IDBM, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yo, let's just a round of applause for Dragon Ball Evolution to finally being better than something in its life.
No, round of applause for Snow White for dropping the ball so fucking hard.
Somehow managed to be worse than Dragon Ball Evolution. Truly, truly a masterpiece of work right there.
I called it, though. I didn't do it on stream, which sucks, so you can't fact check me. But I literally called. I was talking to somebody about it, and I go, because of the stuff that Rachel Zegler was saying on press tours and all that, especially right next to Gal Gadot. I literally called it. I'm like,
dude,
this is going to be the biggest flop movie ever. And
you know what I hate about live action Snow White? The fact that it has the audacity to say that the evil queen is ugly.
It's a world-renowned supermodel.
Yeah, like, huh? Could there have been a worse miscast?
I know.
Like, do you know what you're saying?
Like, the person I told that to literally goes, do you think it's going to be worse than Dragon Ball Evolution? I'm like, one, we don't say that title, because at the time it was the worst ranked movie ever. And I said, two, yes, it will be worse. I think one of the biggest flops of it, too, was there were dwarfs that were willing to audition for the role of the Seven Dwarfs. But just because Peter Dinklage said no, they decided to CGI all the dwarves.
See, that's the thing, is, I think, who was it? Was it Peter Dinklage who said, like...
Yes.
Well, no, who said no to the role.
Oh.
But he said something like, he doesn't want,
dwarves to be represented like that?
well, no, just for them to be cast as dwarves just because they are dwarves, but for, like, to them actually be, like, quality actors.
That was his...
Yeah.
That was one of his quotes he said as he was leaving the set.
Yeah, because like that is some major BS. Just because they are dwarves that you want to cast them for a dwarf role. How about you get some real actors?
Like, you think I'm going to cast a dwarf to play Shaquille O'Neal in a Shaquille O'Neal movie?
I would.
Well, one, Shaquille O'Neal has acting experience, so I would cast Shaquille O'Neal. But the fact is,
well, no. You'd cast him because it's funny, not because it's like, the right thing to do or anything. Because it's funny.
Him saying that is like saying, "Oh, there's a basketball player that has an acting career. I'm making a basketball movie. I'm not going to cast him because he's a basketball player."
Well, I see where he's coming from, because he doesn't want them to only be cast for roles that they are deemed fit for. He wants them to be cast for roles that they have the skill for. That's the whole point of casting.
You get the role because you fit the role.
Well, yes, but you have to be an actual actor. You can't just be a person.
They
you know what I mean?
Dwarf actors that said it. There was
I understand there were dwarf actors. I understand that. Because then another guy, ProZD, he's a voice actor for English dubs and anime. Mm-hmm. He said pretty much the same thing, like, why are white people cast for Asian roles in voice acting? And it's like, well, because casting an Asian role for a person in voice acting doesn't matter. Live action acting kind of does matter to a degree.
Which is why I love the process that Oda and Tomorrow Studios and Netflix went through on One Piece.
Yeah, they actually,
the only role that I believe is not a true representation is Dr. Kureha. It's not a Canadian. Because Drum Island's supposed to represent Canada.
Yeah, but isn't it...
It's not Jamie Lee Curtis. She had scheduling conflicts.
It's not!
Yeah, she
was
so distraught because of it, but she had scheduling conflicts with another project she was doing that she committed to before One Piece.
So I already know that Kureha's not actually Kureha then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jamie Lee Curtis isn't Canadian either. But the fans wanted
It doesn't matter.
And it's because she would have been the perfect fit. And she would have been the perfect fit. Who is playing Dr. Kureha?
Unfortunately, they're not Canadian, but she's not Canadian. But who really cares at that point?
Katie Seagal is playing Dr. Kureha.
Don't recognize that name.
You don't recognize Katie Seagal?
Bro, I don't recognize most actors, only unless they're super huge, and I heard of them because of movies my parents have watched. So, but I don't know if you know this or not.
She was in.
I have a hyperfixation.
She's Layla in Futurama.
Oh, for voice? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's in Married with Children.
I'd probably recognize her voice then, but
yeah, she's in Shameless. This isn't.
Who's she in Shameless?
Movies. Shameless cast. I gotta find her. Holy shit. Alright, they're not listing it on here. Let me go to Shameless's IMDb. Better yet, why don't I just go to Katie Seagal's IMDb? Yeah, she's most known for Futurama, Married with Children, Simple Rules, and Sons of Anarchy. She's in.
Which I gotta tell you, I've seen some. I've seen some clips of that show, Sons of Anarchy, and I think, wow, this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen.
She plays Vivian in Dirty Dancing.
Like, sorry to any of you cool bikers out there that think you're on that level, but like you're an asshole then, because I've seen nothing but the bikers are assholes and everyone else are normal people that don't deserve what they are getting from these people.
A main role of Sons of Anarchy. She's in 92 episodes. She's Gemma Teller Morrow. Don't know who that is though. When did Shameless come out?
I'm not sure. I believe it's recent.
It's not showing up on her IMDb. Oh,
Maybe she's just an extra in it.
Ingrid
then.
Jones.
Huh. Okay. Oh well, that was an accidental take, but I'll take it.
So yeah, this is Dr. Kareha, which is still not a bad casting.
No, it's not.
It's still not a bad casting. I don't think any of the castings for One Piece live action are going to be bad. I mean, look, you know how you remember how Alvida gets a slip fruit and she becomes slim?
Yeah.
Did you see Alvida's actress from season 1?
No. Is she actually working on getting slim for the role?
That's her in season 1. That's her now. I pulled up the image on stream.
Hold on. Yeah, let me go in there now. Dude, she's killing it.
She lost, I believe she said 96 pounds.
Absolute star.
Dedicated. I think the story was like they asked her like, "Are you willing to play Alvida moving forward?" And she was already familiar with the story. A lot of the actors are already familiar with the story too, which is awesome. The only one that wasn't, Ineki wasn't when he got casted. Ineki Godoy was not familiar with One Piece when he got casted. Emily Rudd goes, "All right, bet," when their first day on set, and Emily Rudd got him caught up in 6 months.
That's awesome.
Because McKenyu's been a lifelong fan of it. He's been there since chapter 1.
Oh yeah.
Emily Rudd has been with it since Marineford.
Which is still quite impressive.
I'm blanking on Usopp's actor's name.
His voice actor? Yeah, I would blank on that too.
No, that's Sonny Strait. I'm blanking on his live action actor. Jacob Romero. Before I pulled it up, I got it. Jacob Romero. He's been with One Piece since Zoe was publishing. The Wards, Jeff and John Ward, have been with One Piece since I believe Jeff said he was with it since Whole Cake, and John was with it from Baratier. Which is funny, because that's when Mihawk is introduced, and John plays Mihawk.
Did you know that Mihawk has been with the series of One Piece since Mihawk's introduction? Crazy, right?
But yeah, they've all been... So, like, she basically said, "I know what I need to do." And when she returned the set for season 2, Matt Owens was dumbfounded by her appearance. Because he was expecting to have to write things differently and go over things with Oda to make things differently for Alvida's character. She shows up skinny as hell, and Matt Owens' mouth basically dropped to the ground. The dedication that these actors have for the series is insane. Also, Joe Magalano being casted for fucking Buggy. Or not Buggy, Crocodile. Stephen John Ward, my bad. I was calling him by his middle name. But yeah, Jacob Romero was born in South Africa. Taz Skylar is a French American. And then, do you want to know the funny thing about Kobe's actor, Morgan Davis? Morgan Davis is, in fact, I believe, trans?
I wouldn't know.
I believe they are. I'm not 100%
More power to
sure.
them if they are.
And then Arlong's actor, McKinley Belcher III,
Yes.
is homosexual. Like,
I always knew Arlong was gay.
like, Oda did not care about anything, just as long as you fit the role.
Yeah.
Like, people gave
It makes too much sense, man. Arlong hanging with a bunch of dudes all day, he's shirtless half the time. Like,
people gave Taz
I'm not sure on his open shirt.
Skylar so much hate because of the other films that he's in. For being part of One Piece.
Stupid.
He's in Cleaner. He's in Gassed Up, Boiling Point, The Lazarus Project, The Deal, Dead Silent, Villain, Final Gift, Lie Low, The Kill Team, Multifacial, The Reservers. And he's in Venom. He's just a victim in Venom.
Oh man, he dies in Venom? You're kidding me.
Yeah. But people are giving him so much hate. This guy had the most dedication for season 1. He went to Muay Thai kickboxing classes. He went to cooking classes off his own pocket. Tomorrow Studios and Netflix did not pay for him to go to these classes. He went himself.
Yeah, that's usually
mainland European, even though it's an island. Yeah. Jacob Romero, who plays Usopp. He's from Denver, Colorado, but he has ties to South Africa. His family's from there. Ineki is not Brazilian. That's the one thing people mess up. He is Mexican.
Really?
He was born in Mexico City.
Huh. Interesting.
I think we all know about McKinney, though.
You mean the Japanese swordsman?
He's known for his roles as Japanese swordsmen, and he is in Japanese movies. He was born in Los Angeles, though. His parents were from Japan. And he
cheater! You can't be born in LA and be a Japanese swordsman.
Well, I can't remember what they call it, but it's a neighborhood similar to like a Little China type thing. Like it's a Japanese neighborhood in LA. But he did spend a lot of time. It says he grew up in Los Angeles, but he did say on interview he spent most of his childhood in Japan. He learned martial arts and sword and taijutsu, zanjutsu, and all that in Japan. And he played the saxophone and flute and piano at the age of 10. But I mean, he's a voice actor in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay, I need to buy Shadows now.
Oh.
He plays Genojo in Shadows.
Hey, do you really want to support fucking Ubisoft?
I've heard other than the Battle Pass for a single player game, I've heard other than that, it's actually a good game. Like, it's better than the last couple installments of AC.
Well, gameplay-wise, it would be fine, but it's disrespectful to the culture. You're actively destroying shrines in the game.
True. I did hear about that. Which is funny, because the main controversy was like, why is there a black samurai? And I'm like, that was a real person.
Yeah. That was in the West. Everyone in Japan was like, "Oh, can't wait for stuff for our history, or Yasuke to be talked about." And then the game releases, and it's like you're destroying shit. It's like, this is not our culture and our history. Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Yeah. Well, where's Ubisoft out of? Is that an American one?
Not Japan. Yeah, it's a Western company. I'm not sure if it's necessarily American or not, but it's Western though. It's still the West. You don't get Eastern until you hit Middle East.
I know, but like...
Yeah, it's not American.
Funny that the country that's known for surrendering the most is the one that's going around trying to start a culture war.
You forget that they're a capitalist.
True.
They don't care about surrendering. True. They just want money.
They are a capitalistic democracy. But McKinney was also in Knights of the Zodiac, which has a 4.4 on IDBM. I thought this was pretty good. I thought this movie was very good. Now, it has a different telling of the story of Saint Seiya. I don't mind a different telling of a story. I think I mentioned this when I talked about Cowboy Bebop live action, and there was another one that talked about with being in a different story. Fuck, what was it? It was something recent, too. Oh, Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't mind having like a different universe of the story, like a multiversal effect, just as long as you don't pull the Marvel and intertwine the universes. Because I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone could do
fun
it.
storytelling.
I don't think anyone could do it as good as the Marvel comics did. Because even the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not doing it well. Now, hopefully, they redeem themselves. They kind of redeemed themselves with Deadpool and Wolverine. So let's hope Doomsday's pretty good because Channing Tatum is confirmed to be in Avengers Doomsday. So Gambit will be in Avengers Doomsday. And I love that for Channing Tatum because that was his childhood dream, was to play Gambit.
It's a weird dream to have, but you know what? More power to you.
The people called my dream.
You know what I mean?
Because it was an achievable dream. And I achieved it at such a young age. But
listen, any dream can be weird.
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing.
My dream was to join the armed forces. I was able to achieve that at the age of 17.
Well, yeah, military has always been one of those things. Like we've like, oh my god. Okay, sorry, I almost died real quick.
People think I'm weird because like I don't have a backup dream.
Motherfucker, I died.
I don't have a follow-up dream after that, and people think that's why I don't have. That's why I have a lack of motivation. Which, I mean, that could be the case, but, like, I don't know. I just feel like if someone doesn't have a dream, you shouldn't berate them for not having a dream.
Exactly.
Like, I had my dream, I achieved it. Someone else can achieve their dream now. But Knights of the Zodiac was very well produced. The CGI and the graphics were all done by Toei, and it was very well done. And it was a good movie. And I see it's no longer a Netflix exclusive. It's on Prime Video now.
Well, there we go.
And I think McKenna...
Love when that happens.
I think McKenna knocked it out of the park with his role. He played Seiya. But one of the ones that I have no saving grace for is the Full Metal Alchemist live actions. There are 3 of them.
They made live actions for that?
There are 3 of them, yes. And McKenna, I believe, plays Scar.
Really?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you know how you haven't watched it, so you don't know fully, but Scar's story, yeah, McKenna plays Scar, takes place over the course of the entire series. They did all of Scar's stuff in one movie, ignoring everything else that happens.
Interesting game plan there.
Yeah, and McKenna plays Scar. So basically, The Revenge of Scar is the second movie, I believe. It might be the first. I'm not sure. But it does start with the ice alchemist that is in the start of FMAB. Then once you hit Scar, it's nothing but Scar. And everything about it is just wrong. Between the fight scenes, between the character development. And you can't fault McKenna. McKenna did his best. What else was he in? He was in the Rurouni Kenshin live actions.
Yeah. I knew that.
I believe he was.
You talked about that like before it started.
He was only in one of them. He was in the final chapter, part 1, and he played Enshi Yukishiro, which has not been introduced in the anime yet, so I do not know who this is. He kind of looks like Gojo in this picture. Holy shit, does he look like Gojo.
He really does, yeah.
Alright, that settles it. If there is a JJK live action, McKenna is Gojo.
No.
McKenna is Gojo. But the one that I know you're waiting for me to get to. Oh, he's in Pacific Rim Uprising? The fuck?
He must have been in the sword wielding
I didn't know McKenna was in this. He played Cadet Ryoshi. Holy shit, that's McKenna.
What were they called in Pacific Rim again? They're giant mechs they were
Jaegers.
piloting? Jaegers. He was in the sword-wielding Jaeger, duh. As a private, clearly.
Wow, McKenna is so young in this. This only came out in 2018.
Oh, that's 7 years ago.
He looks so young, though.
Yeah, because it's 7 years ago.
I think he was in this orange one here. I'd have to rewatch it. This was such a flop, though. Like,
Dude, it has to be him. He's sword wielding a sword.
it was such a flop, though. Like, the first Pacific Rim was so well done. It was awesome. I loved it. This one was not really all there. There is an anime, Pacific Rim Black Ring, I believe it's called. It's on Netflix. As I casually go to my Netflix. Did you see the war
Don't show
documentary?
Look at this, guys, ladies and gentlemen. He's a nerd. Who could have guessed?
Pacific Rim. Is it not called? I know I had it in my list. Yes, I watch a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, you're forgetting the latter half of Rim. It has 3 more letters off of it. They were,
Is it not on here anymore?
who was looking for it? It was that one thing they were looking for in the heist with the Vanos crew. Yeah, the copies of Pacific Rim to watch.
Oh my god, dude, that is so long ago. There's so many of these on here.
There's
that
one thing I will
really
never
start.
forget.
There it is.
There's
Pacific
one
Rim
thing I
the
will
Black.
never forget. The Black. What's Black,
It's
huh?
2 7-episode seasons, I believe. Yeah, 2 7-episode seasons. I still need to watch this, but there's so much on here that I need to watch. There's the live action Way of the Household Husband.
Well, I don't know why. Every single time you say it, I feel like you end the word with a T, and I'm like, why is he saying husband wrong? And it's just like, no, he's probably not. It's just probably me what I'm hearing.
Or it's like, I do have a slight lisp when it comes to like T's and stuff. I've noticed that over the years.
Yeah, but T and D do sound pretty different. That's just it.
T's get pronounced so weirdly when I say them and stuff. All the Ghost in the Shell stuff I gotta watch. Like, even there, when I said ghost, it sounded like I said gauche.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, there's no reason why I should have heard husband instead of husband.
There's
you know what I mean?
The live-action Zama the Dead movie. Zom 100.
There's a movie for that? It's live action?
It's a live-action movie. It actually looks good, too.
Wild.
Like, it doesn't look like it'd be a flop.
Well, it's probably not. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's an all-Japanese cast. And when it comes to live-action stuff, there is a dub for it. It just doesn't feel right watching the dub when it's a live-action like this. You know what I mean? Okay. Why was he wearing a Packers shirt?
He's a Green Bay fan, man. I don't know what to tell you.
He was wearing a Packers shirt.
Bro, he's a Green Bay fan,
Okay,
man.
why is he
What can I
wearing?
tell
Why is he
you?
wearing football pads? I don't remember him wearing football pads in the manga.
Dude, he just had a really big fixation on American-style football, alright?
He played rugby in college.
See? Look, I'm telling you. It's just a fixation on American-style football.
See, it has to be only in the live action that he wears those.
Guarantee you, it's a detail that only you would notice. People would notice and be like, oh, that's an interesting choice for pants. But I can see the outfit.
Yeah, he wears a white shirt with a blue jacket for most of the series, not a Packers sweater.
Stop dissing on him for wearing a Packers shirt, man.
I highly dislike the Packers.
Ain't nothing wrong with a fan
I'm
of
not
another
a Packers
team.
fan. I still need to finish this one, The End of the Fucking World. There's Resident Evils on here. There's a live action Erased.
You're not gonna watch the live action Resident Evils. They are not good.
No, they're not. This is Infinite Darkness.
Okay, good.
And actually,
As long as you don't watch the live
movies?
action Resident Evils, yes.
okay.
If there's a show, I have not
movies.
heard of it.
They
are not good
movies.
Resident Evil movies.
Here's the thing: it's a different universe.
No,
said
they
that
are
when
not
they made
good
the
Resident
first-
Evil movies.
They said that when they made the first one. The story is going to be different from the games. They said that when the first one released.
No, I'm not saying that they're... I'm just saying they're not good Resident Evil movies. If you make them a separate story, it would be fine.
You want to know
But
what's
they
funny?
literally did the same thing that they've done in the past. They plastered in a terrible story. Well, I shouldn't say terrible story, but they plastered in a mediocre story just so the director could have his wife be hot and do cool things. And he gets to make a movie for it and then make money. That's literally the entire thing the director does. Because he's the same guy that did the Monster Hunter movie. And it's the same problem. It's not a Monster Hunter movie. It's just a movie that has his wife in it that isn't very good.
I believe 5 and 6 have a different director, though.
Anyway, I don't know.
At least the first two, it was the husband as the director. 3 through 6, I'm not 100% sure on.
I want to believe it's still him, but I'm not going to say for 100% certainty.
But either way, I think the first one I watched was 3, and then I was able to go back and watch 1, 2, 3, and then I watched 5 in theaters, and I haven't watched 6 yet, the final chapter. Resident Evil is what got me into zombies.
Good. It's a really good zombie series.
Was the Extinction was the third one. That got me into zombies. And then Death Island is the other one I have on here I need to watch. Which is following Kennedy. As far as I know...
I believe the main reason why most people don't like the movies as well is that...
I gotta watch that soon. It's leaving soon. It's a movie.
Oh yeah, I brought you on that then. Was that they killed Leon in one of the movies?
There's a new...
I don't know which one, if it even happens.
I did not mean to start watching it. There's a new Netflix series. It won't let me... I need to find it separately. There it is, right there. From 2022, it's 8 episodes, and it's just Resident Evil.
Yeah, I think that's an animated series, and I believe that's done much better.
It's a live action series.
Or is it live action? Is it? Oh, you know what? No, that's right. Live action Resident Evil series.
This one, I believe, is supposed to be based off the games.
Yeah, that one I believe is much better Resident Evil. I'm not gonna say adaptation, but a better story for it. Like, you know what I mean?
Even though the game,
like, people
the
enjoy
story in the game isn't
more.
the greatest either. Like, yeah, 2 had a great story.
No, it's
4
not
had a great
amazing.
story.
But,
5, which is the first one I played, 5's story was shit. 6's story was shit. And then Biohazard
That's
had
the
a
thing,
great story, and I haven't played Village yet.
With 5, with 3, they started moving towards more of action pace rather than the horror games that they were.
But 4 was still good.
4 was still good, yes. But then 5 and 6, they made the switch over to less of a horror-based puzzle game and more of a action-based zombie shooter, but third person.
I think the biggest,
and most people did not like that.
The biggest issue I had with 5 wasn't actually the story; it was the co-op playstyle. I'm so happy it's not in any other one.
And that's, I think, the main reason why it stuck to only 5 is because no one really...
It was so bad, because I had no one to play it co-op with, so I would just have all the loot on myself.
The AI wasn't very smart.
And the AI sucked, so I just have all the ammo myself and give the AI a machete or something. Because the AI
you played like most players did.
The AI never died. The AI could have nothing, and the AI wouldn't die.
Yeah, I believe that was actually like a challenge run where someone did the inverse of it, where they had nothing themselves and had the AI win the game for them. It took a long-ass time.
Oh my god, that would be hell.
Yeah, I think I'm using Sheva too, and I think Sheva had like the dumbest AI of the bunch.
Oh my god, she did. I couldn't wait until she's the first one you have, too.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait until I got off of her. But then she's
So
like
no
she's like a
offense to
story.
Sheva, but
She's like a story lock AI too. Like there's certain story missions that you have to have her, especially in the Albert Wesker fight. You have to have her,
yeah.
and it just sucked. Because that Wesker fight was probably the hardest part of Resident Evil 5.
I can believe that.
But
I think if you actually waited the 7 minutes he says in the thing, I'm pretty sure you instant lose.
oh my god. But at the end,
Well, it's because that's the whole joke. Is like the 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I need, and then it's like, oh, 7 minutes pass by. Oh yeah, you just lost. Actually, he was right.
but I did enjoy the live actions, and I do want to go back and watch them all, and then finally watch the final chapter.
Hey, and and that's just the public opinion. Maybe they aren't that bad, but from what I know, he did to the Monster Hunter movie. I will try to not watch anything from that director.
I would say ignore the Monster Hunter movie and just watch them, and you won't regret it because there is a story in Resident Evil, the live action movies.
Oh yeah,
and it's not a bad story. Basically, 1, you have the start of the outbreak. 2, you have them escaping Raccoon City. 3, they're in a desert. They're in Las Vegas, and there's a whole facility where there's more Alices, and it's her realizing that she's a clone and finally getting the jump on Wesker and Umbrella and killing the heads of Umbrella. But then in 4, you realize Wesker's still alive. And 4 probably has the weakest story, but you get introduced to Chris Redfield in 4. Claire is in the first 3. She disappears at the end of 3. Or no, Claire's in 4, because Claire and Chris have the reunion. 5 is all about the last standing Umbrella facility. And 6, I don't know what it's about because I haven't watched it. The problem is the Asian chick in the Resident Evil games.
Mm-hmm.
She's not introduced until Retribution, the 5th one.
I don't know why I'm like, who are you talking about? It's Ada Wong.
Yeah, that's who it is, Ada Wong. She's introduced in Retribution, the 5th one.
I think it's kind of late because I think she showed up way earlier in the games.
That was the right place for her to show up in the way the story of the live actions were going. And honestly, it was the perfect spot to put her. But I feel like you would actually enjoy it. Yes, it's very different from the games, but then again, the Resident Evil games, their story is kind of hard to make a movie series about. Which is why I'm intrigued.
Well, I wouldn't say it's hard, but
that's why I'm intrigued about this.
Definitely
series.
Not easy.
Yeah, that's what intrigues me about this Netflix series, which isn't showing up in here yet. The Witcher has a new anime movie. Nightmare of the Wolf came out in 21.
Interesting.
Yu Yu Hakusho's live action I still need to watch. It's only 5 episodes?
Wonder how that compares to the live action series for The Witcher.
It's only 5 episodes for the Yu Yu live action? Holy shit, I should get on that. Skull Island desperately needs a second season. Like, the way this shit ends. Dragon Quest is anime I gotta watch still. It's another anime movie. Dragon Quest Your Story.
Which one?
Your Story.
Oh, okay.
Still need to watch Lock Sim. Great Pretender. Dorohedoro. Drifting Hell. Like, so many of these I need to watch. A movie that I've watched multiple times and saw in theaters, Dungeons and Dragons.
That's a good movie.
Such a good movie. Oh, there's the Monster Hunter one. I do have it in my... It's a 58-minute one, Legends of the Guild. I don't think that's the same one.
That's not the same movie. That's actually the good one because it talks about what happens between
There's
Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Wild, pretty much. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a Dragon Age anime. I'll need to watch that. I need to get the new one still. Even though I've heard it's shit.
I don't think it's bad. I think people got too fed up with microtransactions they didn't have to buy, but they still felt so bad about them being in the game.
That's
You know what I
Dragon's
mean?
Dogma.
Like they existed, but it's like, you're right. I am so wrong about that. What the hell?
I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, that's Dragon's Dogma. They put them on Steam as a joke. Because
Some of them are a joke, but
some of them you earn everything in there. You earn very quickly, and they're very
in
readily
game,
available
yeah.
in the game. Because I remember Danny talking about it, and one of the developers put out, like, someone in the development team was crying about there being no microtransactions, saying like everyone's going to microtransactions now. So they did that to be like a fuck you.
I think it was some of them were like, I think as well, like shareholders. I think shareholders requested it as well because they want to make money.
And it was like an FU to all of them, because it's like you don't need to buy them because you earn them very easily in the game.
Yeah, same thing with the Monster Hunter ones. People really just like to bitch and moan about a lot of things that don't really matter.
And the main core of the development team wanted to keep it like an RPG should be. There shouldn't be any transactions afterwards unless it's an expansion like Shadow of Erdtree.
Yeah,
and, Final Fantasy 16 had the two
DLCs, yeah.
Which were an expansion
Which honestly
on the story.
felt...
They're not... I mean, Shadow of Erdtree could have been its own separate game.
It could have been. I'm glad it's not. But the Final Fantasy DLCs much, I think, were just a unfinished on time of release.
Yeah.
So let's wait to release them. Let's not push it right now.
And
but when we do get them finished, let's release them.
It was, what, $20 for both?
Yeah, no, they were... Yeah, it was very well priced, I'd say.
And Shadow of Erdtree, for it being an entirely separate game, basically, like with the size of
$40 for it was very, very fair.
Like shit. I mean, you look at the prices of new stuff, and with how expensive the games are getting now. Like Xbox just did something recently.
They raised prices of their consoles due to tariffs, which is a fat-ass lie.
It's a lie. Xbox is an American-based company.
Like, there's zero reason to raise any of the tariffs there.
I can understand...
I mean, raise tariffs, raise prices.
I can understand PlayStation and Nintendo, because they're based in Japan, and it gets imported over. But Xbox is based in America. Either way, we don't want to get too...
And not only that, Xbox is still very popular. Like, there was a reason for it to raise. They would have been staying profitable. That has to be a Microsoft move. There's no way that came from Xbox.
In the video I watched, the guy did a skit for it. He literally has Xbox saying, blame Microsoft.
Which is so true.
But, like, the fact that there's...
genuinely, I think none of the issues would happen if it wasn't for Microsoft.
There's a certain game that's coming out later this year that's going to be $80 on release, and it's not going to be on Game Pass.
What?
Yeah.
$80 on release and non-Game Pass? That's wild.
Yeah, like, their whole thing was, like, we put games on Game Pass on release.
And so you can get a taste of the game.
And for several years.
Yeah.
Which they need to fix their Game Pass on PC, because I still cannot access the entirety of Game Pass on PC. So I haven't activated. I have like 3 years worth of free Game Pass.
Damn.
And I haven't activated any of them because they don't expire. Because I got them through the Xbox app. And the thing is, you cannot access all
No, that did not fucking hit me. Bullshit.
Scott Pilgrim anime I still need to finish. I heard it's much better than the movie, even though the movie was a solid win.
I heard that as well. I think it's because it was more faithful to the source material.
Yeah, I mean, they were faithful in the movie, but one of the writers of the comic was on the production team of the movie with Edgar Wright. I mean, it's Edgar Wright directing it. It's going to be good. Like, have you watched the Simon Pegg Nick Frost trilogy from Edgar Wright?
No.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End?
No.
You need to get on that. 3, they are triple S tier movies. and they were all done on a limited budget. Like Shaun of the Dead, I think didn't even break 50 million for their budget. Shaun of the Dead, 2004 film. Shaun of the Dead's budget was $6 million. And it has a 7.910 on IMDb. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You had no reaction to it, so I was like, what the fuck?
No.
But yeah, $6 million for a budget is like unheard of. And Hot Fuzz had a 12 to 6, anywhere between 12 and 16 million dollars for their budget. And The World's End is the newest one of the trilogy. Can't type. And it only had $20 million budget.
Interesting.
It's insane how good like that trilogy is. And it's the same director as the Scott Pilgrim movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But there are certain things in the Scott Pilgrim comic that you really cannot translate to live action. So I still think the movie did a really good job at like portraying it though. I still gotta watch Kengan Ashura. Dota I still gotta watch. Here's another one talking about adaptation between game and other media. Castlevania. Now this is not.
Yeah, but that one was good.
This Castlevania was amazing.
Yeah, I don't believe I heard
Dogma.
any complaints on Castlevania started.
Dragon's Dogma was really good. And apparently they are making a second season of Dragon's Dogma.
Mm.
That was another one that was really good. But Castlevania was great. Nocturne was amazing. Did I watch season 2? I did watch season 2. Okay, so waiting for season 3. But the funny thing is like Castlevania, yeah, it had ties to the game because Dracula and Alucard. Nocturne, it's whole new stuff. It has the only relation to the game that Nocturne has is Alucard. That's it. Hey, look.
I'm sure there's more to the connection of the Castlevania story overall, but the games I'm not too familiar with, so.
I have this on here. I was going to rewatch it. That's right. I forgot. Oh, this is the 2010 one? No, it can't be, because there's the Mastodon. That's Johnny. Why does it say 2010? You can even tell by the thing. This should be the 90s one. Or did they like re-release it in 2010?
What?
Mighty Morphin.
I believe Mighty Morphin was put on Netflix in 2010.
Well, that's the weird thing. Is they normally show the actual release year.
There also might have been a remaster of Mighty Morphin.
This might be a HD remaster.
That might be the case then.
And that's why it says 2010, because that confused me for a second. But the other...
Does it have all 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin?
Yeah, 60, 52,
or just
33.
It has all 3?
And then...
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no. Okay, here it is. This is why it says 2010, because the reversionized for season 1 is on here. Half of season 1. But the other ones that they have on here, there's the Dino Fury one. There's the other,
they're not gonna have a lot.
One. These are awful. Haven't heard anything about Cosmic Fury. I heard that this movie was good, the 2017 movie. Super
Power Rangers?
Yeah.
I think it was good. I just don't think it looked very alien. Like things had like a much more like organic like biotech look to it rather than just being
Which
like the goofy
it
leotards and
kind of
whatnot.
looked like the Crisis armor from Crisis.
Yeah,
Which I don't mind that.
Don't like, but I know other people don't mind it.
It's better, honestly, in my opinion, it's better than spandex. In my opinion.
The earlier seasons I can agree with. The later seasons, no, I have to disagree. I think.
Oh yeah, like in the
I think
Mighty
their
Morphin,
suits were pretty cool.
the Mighty Morphin movie, they had actual armor suits. Turbo, they had actual suits. And then their suit, like this one from 2023, they should not be in spandex.
Which one was it?
It's the movie. Once
yeah.
and always. They should not be in spandex for that. I cannot remember what they're in Dino Fury. Now, the Super Ninja Steel one, that one makes sense for them to be in like a spandex type material. Because the actual suit looks like ninja outfits. Now, later when Tommy gets added in the White Rangers, they get the shoulder pads that go over to spandex. I do remember that, and that leads into the full armor that's in the movie and in Turbo. Eden Zero I still gotta watch. I still gotta finish the Fate series, Beastars, Kagaguri, Pokemon I gotta get back on. I do need to watch the Witcher live action. I have not watched it yet.
So I think those take more after the books than the
I haven't
games,
played a single one of
and
the
even
games.
then, I believe that it diverges from the books to a degree. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't played a single
My one friend who played all the games and read all the books didn't really like it, but still watch it because it's The Witcher.
Godzilla -1 I still need to watch.
That I've heard nothing but good things about. So
yeah, same. Especially the budget that they had for a 2024 film. Right, this was 23. The budget they had for a 2023 film did not seem like a 2023 budget. That seemed more like a Hot Fuzz era budget, like an 07 budget. Comey needs a new season ASAP. The manga's over. Get a new season going. Moonrise, dude. Whenever you get Netflix back, check out Moonrise.
it's probably gonna be a long time.
That shit was so good. Well, if I get my own Netflix, I'll share it with you if they bring back sharing.
I doubt they will, but perhaps they will.
Magi was a good one. I still need to watch. Record of Ragnarok needs a new season, dude. Like, Arcane, season 2 was phenomenal. I still need to watch Kung Fu Panda 4. And DMC, I cannot wait for season 2. They already announced it. I've watched it.
I have heard a lot of people did not like Kung Fu Panda 4.
Really? I've heard nothing but
yeah. It's because of like just things that happen in the movie that kind of go against what happened in 1, 2, and 3. Like some characterization gets like drawn back.
Why
can understand
why
it.
is the fucking Panther dude back?
Tai Lung?
Yeah.
That would be because of Kai in the third movie.
Okay, I'll have to rewatch Kai. I'll have to rewatch the third
Because
one. The third one's with the Panda Village, isn't it?
Yes. It's because, if you recall, somehow Kai was able to escape the spirit realm into the moral realm.
Yes, I remember that. She was the main antagonist. The
yes.
bull.
Tai Lung was sent there with the finger hold.
See,
so he also found a way to get out.
The way I took it was the turtle, the tortoise, whatever he was, he sealed the bull in the spirit realm. Was the way I took it. To where Tai Lung died.
No, so that's the thing. So that's the thing. When you are hit with the Wuxi finger hold, you are sent to the spirit realm.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily sure if you die or not, but that's what it does. Because when Po does it to himself, to bring Kai back to the spirit realm.
I remember
Poe's
that
not
now.
dead.
Poe does it to himself.
Yeah, Poe's not dead. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just, I believe it's just it sends you to the spirit realm, and
so that's a bit of lore that they added into the third one, because in the first one they made it out to be like you're dead.
Yeah, because I mean you didn't see what happened to Tai Lung, so it's just like, wait, hey, he died? Like what happened?
He had like this key.
He turned into that big burst of like golden energy.
Key. It's
yeah.
Key.
Or was it Chi?
Chi,
Did
Key,
Chi
it's the
in
same
that movie?
thing.
Same thing.
Chi
yeah.
is the way you say it in Asia and all that. We say it as Key.
Well, I don't recall what they explicitly stated it or not in the movie. That's why.
It's the same thing though. It's your life energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the big blast, the golden key, and Tai Lung was gone. So the way I took it was he was incinerated, basically. But then again, when did the first one come out?
I want to say late 2000s to early 2010s.
2008. So this was 8-year-old me.
Late 2000s. So yeah.
This was 8-9-year-old me. So
5-year-old me watching this movie being like, this is so cool, this Jack Black guy's really funny. And that opinion has never changed.
Jack Black is a genius. I just found out today, and I didn't even know this, that Jack Black was part of Tropic Thunder.
Yes, I forget what he did in Tropic Thunder, but he was hilarious.
Because me and my dad were talking about, and that was another 2008 movie.
That makes so much sense.
I think he's the blonde dude. Yeah.
I recall.
He's like the Rambo dude. Me and my dad were talking about Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
I'm looking it up. Yes! Oh my god, he was great. Robert Downey Jr.'s character was also great. I don't know why people hate him.
They hate him because blackface.
But it wasn't RDJ doing blackface. It was the character he was portraying doing blackface. Because it's a parody movie.
But it's still, like, it was an awesome movie. Oh, damn, Danny McBride was in it.
I don't remember who's coding this movie.
Matthew McConaughey was in it. And Tom Cruise was in it, too.
Yeah, they had a bunch of, like, A-list actors doing this movie. It was great.
Yeah,
I love
in the
it.
Top cast, we have Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., Jack Black. They were the main three people. You had Tom Cruise, Jay Baruchel, Danny McBride, Steve Coogan, Nick Nolte, and Matthew McConaughey. Like, that makes me think, who else was in this damn thing? Bill Hader was in it. Tobey Maguire was in it. Spider-Man?
Dude, absolute, like, A-list cast.
Jason Bateman was in it. Martin Lawrence was in it. There's just probably other big name people that are like, oh, you forgot about this person and this person. It's like, sorry, I don't know them. I'm calling out the people
every
I
actor.
know.
Yeah.
Rising Impact I still need to watch. I enjoyed Birdie Wing, the golf girl story. So I feel like I would enjoy Rising Impact. That's why I have it in here to watch. Of course, you can see all the war stuff I have in here. Midway, Turning Point, American Sniper, which I've seen like 20 times. Amazing movie. World War II. There's other ones I have in here. The Night Agent I still need to watch. Dude, this is the sequel of the one I was telling you about for that heist movie. Den of Thieves, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's solely on Netflix. Den of Thieves. Yeah, it's on a bunch. It's on AMC Plus. It's on YouTube, Amazon Prime, Google, Apple TV. Dude, 50 Cent is in it. It's got the first one's got Gerard Butler, O'Shea Jackson Jr., 50 Cent, Pablo Schreiber, Metta Williams, Evan Jones. Oh, there's some other big names in here. I remember seeing them. Don Olivier, Michael Bisping. Like, this movie and Den of Thieves 2 had 50 Cent, Gerard Butler, O'Shea Jackson Jr. because they were the main guys. A lot more European actors in the second one because it takes place in France. But yeah, highly recommend that movie. Those two movies. Insanely good. Perfectly done heist movies. Alright. Oh, the other thing I was talking about McKinney with. We didn't even get to it. Dude, the tangents are insane today.
What happens when there's two people?
Tokyo Ghoul live action. Tokyo Ghoul S. He played Sota. Oh, it's one of the ones at the auction house. Where the gourmet takes Kaneki. You remember that?
What's that?
The guy that McKinney plays is one of the rich folks at the auction house.
Oh, okay.
There's 3 Tokyo Ghouls. So it goes Tokyo Ghoul, Tokyo Ghoul S, and then Tokyo Ghoul Re. For the live actions. I did not know there was 3. I only knew about the 1. And that was because of McKinney. But here it is. Right here. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, Chapter 1.
Who was he? Hold on, I didn't know.
He was... Nijimura.
He's... No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Mikenyu is Okuyasu. There he is. There he is in all his glory. Why does he fit?
Damn.
He fucking fits.
He really does make a good... He does make a good live action Okuyasu.
I need to watch this. What is it on? It's on Prime. I think I have it in my Prime list. I just need to actually buy it and watch it. But the funny thing is, I don't think there's a Chapter 2 yet. This came out in 2017.
Oh, there's going to be a Chapter 2.
Well, it only has a 5.8. No Chapter 2. They have Rohan, Kishibe Rohan live action. There's a Your Lie in April live action. What the fuck? There's 2 Rohan live actions. Of course, I knew about the Gintama and the Yakuza. There's a Gantz live action too. Wow. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Abridged is on fucking IDBM. This isn't... What the fuck? How did they manage this? How did they get on IDBM?
Because it's the abridged version. They're crazy.
Like, look, all the photos are just thumbnails from the 8 episodes.
Yep.
Dude. Talk about... I don't even know who does the abridged JoJo's on YouTube. That makes me... I gotta wonder. It is. It's on here too. Hellsing Abridged is on here. Yo, that's insane. Oh, I gotta put this in the general chat. Hold on a second. I'm putting it in the anime club. Post the link for the Hellsing Abridged anime page. Oh my god, are they still live? They're still live.
Probably. Oh, they are.
All right. Let's do a little check-in on them.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was 09. Championship.
Oh, I just remembered the main reason why I became a Steelers fan. Oh, yeah.
The Steelers. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. 1979 against the Dallas Cowboys, and then 09 was the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, because there was the Penguins and the Red Wings in 09, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they're talking about Titletown when Pittsburgh had 2 out of the 4 major championship wins. All right, back to this. We left off with Kenshin. How the fuck did we get on? No, we left off with Dragon Ball. Or no, we did leave off with Kenshin. How the fuck did we get?
Because of the live action.
Oh, the live action Kenshin. That's right. But we went into One Piece live action. But that's the next thing. The Fishman Island remaster. Very cool. I believe it was the voice actors' kids that sang the opening for some episodes, which was pretty cool to see. They very well done, cutting down what was a 50-some episode arc to only 21 episodes. Let's see, where's Fishman? 58 episode arc down to 21 episodes. Insane. I think that's the last one for winter. A couple O&As. Link Click. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't even started it yet. Well, they have the... Oh my god. They have the Demon Slayer MLB thing here. On Mao. Yet they don't have Devil May Cry on here yet.
Interesting.
Mainly just Dogwas from China for the O&As. Movies. Here we go. Kaiju number 8 movie. I have this one on my... And this needs to be put in my plan to watch. It's a 90-minute movie. I gave it a 6. It was episode 1 through 10. Minus the comedy. And then the 15-minute special of Hoshina's Days Off. Which I would have just watched on fucking YouTube if I knew that was all the movie was going to be. Pissed me off. But yeah, Hoshina's Days Off here, I gave it a 9. Great. It was actually awesome. Yeah, they ended the movie when right after the number 10 fight, and Mina comes up to Kafka when he's in kaiju form and goes, Kafka Hibana, no, kaiju number 8, you are under arrest. And then it ends. Like, what the fuck? Highly disappointed. Moving into spring. Fire Force Season 3. Waited a long time for this.
This is going to be the last one, too, because I'm tired.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll go into, like, what's to come in
the future.
In the future. But Season 2 came out in 2020, so we waited 5 years for this. And it's been doing well so far. Wondering how it's going to go. Lazarus, same director as Cowboy Bebop, been loving it so far. It's being simuldubbed. It's on HBO Max, which is one downside. Windbreaker Season 2 picked right up where Season 1 ended. awesome. Beginning after the end, there was some controversy with this, with the animation being like slideshows. It's not actually like that. After getting the audiobook for the first 2 volumes and listening to it, there are a lot of key differences that I don't really think affect the story too much. Honestly, they don't affect the story at all. The same things happen to Arthur. So it doesn't really affect the story at all. But I can see where diehard fans of the books would be kind of upset that it happened. Witch Watch, I want to watch. I have that on my plan to watch. Same with Killing Slimes for 300 Years. My Hero Academia Vigilantes, so far pretty good. Still a little early to tell with this one. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. It's a pretty good, cool concept. Pretty interesting story so far. Please put them on Takemine-san. I don't know why I'm still watching this.
Not this devilish ass thing.
I don't know why I'm still watching this. Maybe because I have that policy where I don't drop anything. But this is just weird. But I'll get through it somehow. Ardian-san, Season 2. Been waiting a long time for this. And excited for Season 2. Go Loser Ranger. I watched the first season in dub, so I'm kind of waiting for the dub to start, but there has been no word on when the dub's starting. But now that my semester for school has ended, I might be able to start watching it. Summer Pockets, pretty interesting concept, but there's some blatantly obvious like context clues that the main it's an oblivious main character who can't read context clues. Like, the current episode had them going and finding keys to find a map for the treasure. Turns out the main character was part of the group that hid the keys and found the treasure with the girl in blue, and he's just blatantly oblivious to it.
Interesting.
Black Butler has another season airing. They're another one just like Blue Exorcist. They're getting a huge come up in season after season after season. Makima-san's A Love Bot. This one is very hard to actually find the watch, hence why I haven't started watching it yet. But apparently it's worse than Please Put Them on Takemine-san, which is why it piqued my interest and why I wanted to watch it, to see how much worse is it than Please Put Them On. Your Forma, pretty interesting concept, kind of like a mix of Ghost in a Shell and what the fuck's the other series? Steins Gate. And Metallic Rouge. It's kind of like a mix of those three. Anything else this season? Guilty Gear Strive Dual Riders, pretty cool. Actually, good CGI work so far. I don't know if this is a sequel, so I haven't started it yet. But it's Compass 2.0 animation project. I don't know if that's a sequel. Should probably check that.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, it is not. It is not. Oh, it is. There's just hashtag Compass being O&A, 10 episodes. So that is a sequel. So I'll have to get on that before I watch the other one. Anything else of interest this season? No, other than a continuation of One Piece and Apothecary Diaries. Looker's Recoil has some 2-minute specials coming out. They're pretty cool. They're enjoyable. They're funny. Moonrise, I've mentioned this earlier. Top tier. Amazing story. I still need to watch the One Piece in Love, which is a gag made by a fan that got animated. It's from the One Piece fan club. Seven Fates Chahako had an episode come out. Oh, boy. I'm not a BTS fan, but the story in this series, in this manhwa, is actually very good. I highly recommend. It's on Webtoons, so I highly recommend this series as a manhwa.
What was it?
Seven Fates Chahako.
Okay.
I'll send you the Mal link. More dongas. Konosuba had a couple specials come out. I haven't seen them yet. Movies that are going to be coming out. JJK has a movie coming out. Hidden Inventory, Premature Death. So I believe this is just going over to Hidden Inventory arc. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid has a movie coming out in June.
Yes, can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's another one. Nothing else of note. One Piece special, I watched that. It's the Egghead Island recap that came out a week before the anime came back. That's pretty much it for summer. Or spring. Summer, there's actually a lot to go through. So yeah, we'll continue this on another day. Because the first seven I have in my plan to watch. So we'll talk about summer, fall, and later on another day. You got anything else you want to say?
Not really.
Oh, it looks like they're ending their stream too.
But not really much going on right now other than baseball. The draft is over. We have the Stanley Cup playoffs, but for us, the Pens are out. But we will keep you all updated. Yes, we are ending.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. Yeah, it's like my F1 news.
So,
I told him so are we was gonna raid you.
Subscribe, hit the notifications, give us a like.
I mean, I think we still can.
So are we?
There's no reason for that.
I mean,
They'd get one viewer.
still rate us if you want. Sorry for those on YouTube. My chat is not up on the screen, so you won't be seeing what's going on in chat.
Here we go. The raid
But,
started.
I have my other podcast that we didn't do today. We ended up doing this sports one. We're both live at the same time. We kind of split it up 2 and 2. But if you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out. We're live every Sunday, or at least we try to be. There has been a few little mix-ups here and there for the past month or so. But
All right, that's gonna be the end of our stream.
Back into that tonight.
Talk to you all next week.
They
And
have
not next
a
week. We're taking a week
TikTok,
off.
Discord on their channel.
have a good night.
So go ahead and check them out.
You got
Their
anything
link is also
left
in
to say?
my bio as well.
Nope.